I truly appreciate you joining me on another podcast today. We're going to dive into another conversation, but I want to say to you and yours, happy Thanksgiving. And I pray that in spite of the pandemic, you and yours will have a safe and blessed Thanksgiving. So, our topic today is create and protect your happiness. Create and protect your happiness. This is so important for all of you to engage in because some people think happiness comes from the outside. A lot of people think that, okay, what makes them happy is to have someone, maybe a lover, or to have family members. And of course, having your family together will make anybody happy, right? Some people think it's a job. Some people think it's having more money or it's relocating. And we come up with all of these reasons why we should be happy and what will make us happy. But we fail to understand that happiness is a condition of the heart. Happiness is a condition of the mind. Happiness is received by one creating it. The very same way you look to people to create happiness for you, you can create it for yourself. Not only will you create it for yourself, but you can protect it. So that we're talking about two different things here, creating happiness and protecting your happiness. So let's talk about creating happiness first, right? You're going to have to learn to create that for yourself. No one will ever make you happy. No one have the capacity to make you happy. Now, what they can do is they can come into your life and celebrate and endorse that happiness, nurture that happiness. But don't believe for one moment that people will make you happy. So many women make that mistake thinking, oh, if I get this guy, he'll make me happy, and so forth. Because what they're doing is they are trying to fix their loneliness with a companion. And I got to tell you this, man, bringing a companion in your life can do two things. It can really cultivate your happiness, endorse your happiness, celebrate your happiness with you, or it can be a living nightmare. Yes, it can be a living nightmare. So you have to own your own happiness. You have to create it. When you're entering into a relationship, you ought to bring happiness to that relationship. Right? You don't, oh, she's going to make me happy. He's going to make me happy. No, you frustrate yourself for the rest of your life thinking that way. Make yourself happy. And you got to learn to be happy lonely. You got to learn to be happy all by yourself first before you think of being happy with a person, because a person should come into your life and help preserve and nurture and increase that state of mind that you have when you're happy. And there's several ways you can do it, man. Believe in yourself. First of all, you'd be shocked at how many people who don't even believe in themselves, who don't even believe that they are great, that they are powerful, that they're awesome, that they come with everything there is to create their own happiness. Yeah, I understand. Let's separate loneliness from happiness. Sometimes I think we make the mistake. And again, we're trying to fix our happiness with a companion. No, loneliness, watch this. Loneliness can only be fixed, watch this, when you do an autopsy, if you will, of your condition. Pull apart every piece of your life and see, okay, why are you lonely? Think about that. Why are you lonely? And in most cases, you will find that you're not really lonely. You just have messed up priorities, and you're not thinking straight. Yeah, you're not thinking straight. Because you have to look at yourself and say, well, okay, maybe my loneliness is coming from my inability to love my own space. Sometimes it's good to be alone for a while at least. Just alone. Stay away from the clutter, the crowd, the people around you. Learn to, single people, listen to me. If you're by yourself, you need to learn to love your loneliness. There's nothing wrong with it. Love your peace. Get happy alone. Happy driving in your car, no drama. You're not fussing at nobody. You're not going home thinking, oh God, I don't want to be in that house. you know, be happy in that state of mind that you can go home, you can take your shoes off, and if you want to leave it at the door, no woman's going to tell you, take your shoes up. Learn to be happy in your loneliness, knowing that, you know what, you can get up and you could throw your clothes wherever, you could just lay out on the couch. You could watch TV. You could do whatever you want to do. Nobody is preoccupying your time, and taking up space and so forth. Which I'm not saying those things are not good. Everybody would want to have a companion around them, but you got to learn to embrace your loneliness. Sometimes I think we magnify loneliness so much that we make it a dirty experience, a horrible experience. It's good, man, because when you're alone, sometimes that's where you find your peace. That's where you find your happiness. So when someone invite themselves in your life, you then can say to yourself, let me think for a moment. Okay, I have to protect my happiness. So, what is this person bringing to the table? Is this person going to put my happiness in jeopardy, or are they going to come have fun with me? Ooh, that's good. Are they going to have fun with me? Some people will say, oh, I just want to get married. I just want somebody to love me. Well, a person can't love you if you're miserable and unhappy. It's not going to work. You have to create your own happiness. Get to that place where you're happy with how you look. Do you know how many people don't like how they look? And if you don't like how you look, how do you expect somebody to like you? How do you expect somebody to be happy with you if you are not happy with yourself? Now, it took me a long time to get to where I am, because I think I've shared with you on a previous podcast where, as a kid growing up, I really didn't think much of myself. I had very low self-esteem. I was a very insecure, shy little boy. And I remember there was a time in my life I didn't like me. I didn't like how I looked. I would compare myself with other people, and I would wish I was looking like that person. And I really at one point felt that God shortchanged me, when He made me. But as you grow older, you evolve. And some of you, I think that's what you have yet to do, is to be transformed into a new way of thinking. And it took a lot of issues in my life to bring me to a place where, look at here, honey, let me tell you something. I love me some Henry. Oh, yes. I love this dude right here. I love me. What? I love me. Love me. And because I love me in such a way, I am happy with me. Happy with me. I love my skin tone. I love who I am. I love who God made me as a man. Don't want to be a woman. God made me the height, of who I am. I've accepted that. I'm not going to grow an inch taller. I love my size now. Of course, I try to get rid of my little belly fat and all that kind of stuff. That's different. You improve on yourself and you work and you make yourself better. But I love me. When I lay down, I love me. I love me. When I put on clothes, I love me. I love looking at my pictures. I just love me. And some people may say, you're all into yourself. Whatever. You got to get to the place where you love yourself. So when somebody come into your life and try to kind of disturb your happiness, oh God, like a bulldog, you bark. You like, what? You got to protect your happiness. You got to protect it. Some of you, like me, you've worked so hard over the years to get to this happy place. Oh, you better protect it, because there are devils out there and systems out there that will try to take your happiness away from you. So you got to create that. As a single person, create that happy space. Okay? Create that happy space. Create that happy space of doing what you like to do. Okay? Let's say, you like shopping. Okay? Women, you like shopping. Don't let no man or nobody make you feel that shopping is a bad thing. Shopping is not a bad thing. If you like shopping, buying clothes, and that's okay. However, the disclaimer is, don't shop your way to the poorhouse. In other words, don't shop with monies that belong to paying bills. If you can afford it, shop. We need to renew our thinking. If somebody goes out to buy a $10 million house, why is that so wrong? If they can afford it, if they didn't steal from anybody, you can buy it. Go ahead and buy it. If you can buy $1 million home, buy it. Why should you let people box you into that? Show me a scripture. Show me a scripture that you use in the proper context that says you ought not to dream big and believe God for big things. If you want a nice car, and it's a fancy car, an expensive car, and that makes you happy, again, don't use people and things to make you happy. Because I've seen a lot of people with money, their money can't make them happy. Material things don't make you happy. However, to satisfy your cravings and your happiness, right? And you want to go out and buy a car, 100 grand, 200 grand, and you can afford it, it's okay. Don't let anybody make you feel bad in doing that. Okay? Go ahead and do it, as long as you're not doing it and you're stretching your budget, right? But if those things enhance your happiness, it didn't create the happiness, it just enhanced your happiness, that's fine. So when you drive in your car, you're happy that you worked and you've earned that money and you bought that car, that house that you earned and you bought that house. Listen, if you're not a homeowner, you have no idea how it feels owning your own house. That's one of the things that I'm an advocate for, is home ownership. I encourage everybody. If you can pay rent, you can pay a mortgage. You can afford a mortgage. Because if you live the next 30, 40, 50 years and buy nothing, you're paying somebody else property off. It's just simple. Unless, circumstances cause you not to own. Hey, I get that. But home ownership is key, right? And you have no idea how it feels to be able to close on your own house and you walk in, I did this. I did this. As a single person, I did this as a couple. I bought this car. And I'm proud of it. I'm not overdoing it. I did this. I started this business. Or I saved. Like, for example, your goal should be a minimum, a minimum of 3 months emergency funds. The ideal thing, I mean, this is what financial advisors are saying, seriously. In this economy, in this day and time, they're really saying you should have at least 1 year of savings, 1 year of emergency funds saved up. So your mortgage or your rent, your monthly expenditures, your goal is to have 1 year put down in the bank. You don't ever touch it. So if you're out of a job, something happens, you have 1 year to pay your bills. And of course, by then you should be able to get a job, and so forth. But let's start out realistically 3 months. That once you start out 3 months, making sure if 3 months you had no income coming in, you can pull from that savings account to pay your bills. Then once you get 3 months in, work towards getting 6 months worth of expenditures saved up in your savings account, and then go to a year. But here's the point that I'm making. It is so important that you understand that when you have savings, it's a feeling that brings comfort and happiness when you can say, I've got this in my savings account. I'm not talking your checking account that you're writing checks against and so forth. I have this much that I can save up, that I know for any emergency I can do this. That can enhance your happiness. It's a part of creating your own happiness, is to know that you believe in yourself, you embrace your beauty, you embrace your personality, but you also embrace your wisdom in securing your financial security, if you will, your financial comfort, right? So you got to embrace the idea that you must create this happy place for yourself where you believe in you. You believe in you. The truth is, I believe in you. I believe in you so much. It would be sad to know that Henry believes in you, but you don't even believe in yourself. You don't believe that you are fearfully and you're wonderfully made, and that though you've made a lot of mistakes, I have, that, you know what? Your mistakes can be the tools God uses to bless your life and give you wisdom and so forth. So be happy. Be happy about how you look. When I look in the mirror today, I'm so happy about who I am. I'm happy about my achievements. Now, I believe I could have achieved much more. I've had some setbacks and so forth. We all have. Okay, however, I'm happy of what God has allowed me to achieve in life. What about you? Aren't you happy about the career that you have built, the business you have built? Aren't you happy that you have weathered so many storms? I mean, think about that for a moment. Aren't you happy you got out of that relationship? you know, and I don't know how many of you've been in relationship with some people and you look back now when you were in the relationship, now you look into your current life and you see them every now and then and you have to just shake your head and say, thank you. Thank you. Do I have a witness out there? Thank you. What was I thinking? Thank you. That is a part of creating your happiness. Celebrating the fact that you might not always get it right, but that time you got it right. Think about that, man. Think about that. Create your happiness in after the virus is gone and so forth, because I'm believing it will go away. That, man, look, you get your life together, man, and go on a vacation. If you're a person you don't want to travel by yourself, it's odd, it's foolish. See, you got to learn to create your happiness. Okay, go with a person, go with a friend, and say, come with me and so forth. Let's go enjoy life, and so forth. You're a woman, get another woman friend. You're a man, you may say, okay, it's odd. No, listen, If you know you're not that way, just go. Have fun, man. And enjoy life and be happy. I mean, some of you are waiting. I'm just going to wait till I get married to visit this, to visit that. Okay. What if Mr. Right or Miss Right don't come along? Are you going to get old and can't travel and wish you had done it when you had the opportunity to do it? Come on, create your happy space. Now, after you have created your happy space, here's the big thing. You got to protect it. Ooh, so many of you have created that happy space, that happy place, but you're not protecting it. Here's the question I have for you. Why are you letting so many people upset you? Why are you letting so many people steal your happiness? Why are you letting your ex make you miserable and causing you to be unhappy, where you've lived fussing, cussing, swearing, plotting to get back at them, and meditating, can't sleep at night because what they did you. Why are you allowing them to do that? You got to protect your happiness. You know they're not worth it. So don't do it. Why are you allowing your children to steal your happiness? Here it is. You have done everything for your kids. They're now teenagers or young adults and they're grown. You're not even legally responsible for them. But you're allowing them to upset your happiness. They call you, they fuss at you, they disrespect you, they come to your house or they're living in your house. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want a job. They want to cuss you out. Then they want to come in whatever time they want to come in. And they don't want to do no house duties or nothing. And really? And you're going to just sit there and take it under the thought or the feeling that they're my children and I just have what? You crazy? Why are you going to let your kids upset your happiness? That's it. Why are you going to let your kids go out, watch this, have babies they can't support, and then come and dump them on you, and you left stuck in at your age raising kids, raising grandkids, while these children go out there and do what they want to do, having fun, so-called fun. Now, you done lost your mind. Excuse me, I hate to tell you that. Don't let nobody steal your happiness. If you've created it, you've worked hard to get to this place where you are. Don't do it. Protect your happiness. Don't let somebody else's mistake and their unwillingness to change their lives become your problem. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Please hear me. Do not let people and the stuff they do rob you of your happiness. Come on now. Don't be having a good day, and in that good day, you get a phone call, and you look at the number, and they're going to bring some drama. When they get done with you, your day's going to be messed up. Why take the call? Why? Protect your happiness. Send it to voicemail. They'll call you with a blocked number. Why you got to answer a blocked number? Why you got to answer numbers you don't recognize? You're protecting your happiness. You go to work. You know what they're plotting. Why do you have to go to lunch with them? I mean, hey, get your brain together. Why are you there? You're there to fulfill a duty. In turn, they'll pay you. Why are you going to let people upset you? As a spiritual leader, but also someone who hired people and I have people working for me and so forth. And believe me, people got drama. Whether it's in God's house or the White House, the poorhouse, I don't care. Family, drama. People full of drama. And I recognize as a leader, You see, people look to me every Sunday, every Wednesday, every day on social media. They're looking for empowerment. They're looking for instructions, corrections, suggestions on how they can better their lives. So I have to spend quality time making sure that I provide the Word of God, the good news of the gospel. I have to be at that right place with the right frame of mind to bring them that potent word. So therefore, I cannot allow myself to be distracted by people and the crazy stuff that they do. I can't afford to allow myself to go on stage and speak or go live on social media with a bitter, angry tone, or, lose my concentration because of a phone call or because people and the crazy stuff they do. I can't do that. So the people who I supervise and so forth, whether at the church or Henry Fernandez Ministries or Zoe Stream or the University of Fort Lauderdale, I got to keep my sanity together. I'm not going to let people drive me crazy. The devil is a liar. I'm not going to get people drive me crazy. I always tell them, what is the objective? Whether ministry or business, what's the objective? To succeed, to produce. So if whatever they're going to bring before me, whatever crazy stuff, does it support the agenda of the company? And if it doesn't, keep it to yourself. Don't play that game. Don't. That's it. And I understand, I shared this with someone the other day. Trust me, I'm a smart guy, and you ought to be smart too. Come on now. And I know you're smart. You have to be smart to be able to discern people. Discern people. See, I tell people all the time, you may think I don't pick up the negative ones. You may think I don't know who are for me or who are against me, or who is just there, and who are the foxes, the devil says. The devil always said there's some foxes, that they nibble at the vine and they smile in your face, but in reality they're gossiping, they're dogging things out, and they always criticize it. Listen, I'll see a devil, look at the devil, smile in the devil's face, but I will not let that devil know I know you. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Because you see, I'm not going to play dirty. I don't have time to be, you're a devil and try to outsmart you. No, I ain't got time for that. Just don't cross the line. Just produce. Just produce. That's all I want you to do. Produce. That's how you ought to live your life. There are people who are sent by the devil in your life to steal your joy. Do not give them the leverage. As long as you stand your ground and say, look, here's what you need to do. You're here to do this. Just do it. And that's it. That's all I want. That's all. All the other stuff, you can keep it to yourself, because you're not going to steal my joy. You're not going to steal my happiness. Come on now. You're not going to steal my happiness. And this is helpful for some of you. You're giving too many people power. You're letting them take the energy away from you, and you're not protecting your happiness. After all, you've worked hard for it. Come on now, you've worked hard for it. So don't let nobody steal. Listen, some of you, you are too old to have drama in your life. I said it. It's no disrespect, you're 30, you're too old to have drama in your life. You're 20, you're too old. You're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, you're in your 90s. God help, if you're in your 90s, you're too old, man, to be having drama. Enjoy your life. At age 50, I say this often, at age 50, something happened to me at age 50. I can't really explain it, but the best way I can explain it is this. At 50, I took inventory of my life because I recognized that, wait a minute, at 50, wow, man, half a century, okay? I'm going into my 60s and then my 70s, then my 80s, and then I thought about it. All these years from young adult to 50, I did a lot of good. And I've helped myself. I've helped my family. What am I going to do the next half of my life? What am I going to do? I could choose to regret the first half. I can choose to continue on the same path and let people walk on me, use me, abuse me. I can wish I could have and all that kind of stuff. No, but you know what? At age 50, I says, wait a minute. Yeah, I am going to max out the next half of my life. I'm going to create my happiness. I'm going to embrace my happiness. I'm going to protect my happiness. I'm going to love me, love my family, and do things. Of course, I'm going to take care of God and His people, but I'm going to love me. I am not going to die with anything in me. I don't want to die with my potential. I want to max out my full potential. I want to make sure when I die, there was absolutely nothing else for me to do on the earth. No other place for me to go. No other vision to fulfill. I want to die empty. I don't want the world to lack my potential when I'm dead and gone. And then I tell you what, I refuse to open the door to every day that God has given me new mercies. Unhappy. The devil is a liar. I choose my battles. I no longer fuss over trivial things. Take your losses, but protect your happiness. Come on now, you're running out of time. I keep saying that. You're running out of time. Protect your happiness. Do that, my friends. I love you. I love you, and I hope you pass this information on to a friend, because you know somebody in your life need this kind of a up-in-your-face conversation. You need to create your happiness and protect it at the same time. I'll see you next time on the next podcast.